This is the worked out solutions video for the Unit 9 review, and this is the answer key for Part 4 on misleading data displays. Question number 18 says, what is misleading about this graph? So if we look at the title, it says we have all-time Stanley Cup playoff leaders. The players are on the x-axis. The points are on the y-axis. And if you take a look at these icons are supposed to be showing you that the players are earning different points here, and it's kind of like a bar graph, but the icons are used to show the different points. So if we take a look at Curry's points here, we can say he takes up like 1 unit here. Now if we match that up to Wayne Gretzky, this shows that Wayne Gretzky scores 4 times as many points as Curry because he takes up 4 units and Curry only takes up 1 unit. However, that's not actually the case because I can see that Curry scores 230 points and Gretzky scores 380 points, which is actually only an increase of 150 points. So the icons make the differences seem much greater than they are. Additionally, because the line graph, the y-axis does not start at 0, it starts at 180, these differences here seem a whole lot greater than they actually are. So an explanation such as the y-axis doesn't start at 0, so the differences seem greater, and the sizes of the icons are different. Gretzky appears to make 4 times as much as Curry based on the icons, but really it's only about 150,000 more. Both of those would be parts that are misleading about this graph. Okay, question number 19 says, what is misleading about this graph? We can see that we have gas prices in the month and the price. And the biggest thing that's misleading is that this y-axis does not start at 0. So by not starting at 0, it makes all of these differences seem much greater than they actually are. So if you take a look, it seems like September's price would be about half of June's price, but really we know that September is a little bit above $2 and June is under $3, so September is not exactly half of June's price. But the most appropriate statement to say about what's misleading about this graph is that the y-axis does not start at 0, so it makes the differences seem much greater than they actually are. And question number 20, what is misleading about this graph? So it says undergraduate entrance standards from 2002 to 2007. So just by looking here, what you can kind of gather is that 80% have something with a GPA of 8 something plus, and then this has a GPA of 90% plus. These percentages on the pie chart are really confusing. So really what this is trying to tell you is that 24% of students have a GPA of 90% or higher. So really, when we talk about GPA, we don't normally convert that to percentage. We have it as points out of 4 points. So these percentages on here are very misleading. This blue portion is 75% of new undergraduates enter from high school with a GPA of 80% or higher. So like a B average or higher, 70%. And 24% have an A average or higher, which is a 90%. So having an explanation such as the percentages on the pie chart lead you to think that those are the percentages of the whole, but they aren't. The slices should have been labeled with the appropriate percentages. So this really should have been labeled, the red part, as 24% of students have A averages or better, and this should have been labeled as 75% of students have B averages or better. You do not want to have 2 different sets of percentages and expect your readers to interpret those percentages correctly.